Hey there, my name is Glenn Grider, and I am doing a tutorial video for the Department of Community Affairs on how to access our website and log in to our system in order to requisition business cards and stationery and other such items. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to our website, which is www.cf-m.com. You'll know you're there when you see our homepage that looks like this. There's plenty of information out here about us, the different things that we do as far as printed materials, tags and labels, corporate apparel, and promotional items. Feel free to poke around in here and see what you can find out about us if you'd like. But today we're primarily concerned with the client portal here. So you're going to access that by hitting this little blue button, and you're going to need your buyer ID and password. All right, so let's talk about the buyer ID and password for that. I'm going to need an email from you that tells me what your name is, what your email address is, obviously, and what your project code and what your org code is. And I'll set that up ahead of time so that you'll have that in order to access the system. And that's going to flow through on all the paperwork that eventually gets to your accounts payable department. And that's basically how we handle all the billing. So I'll need to know that ahead of time before you can access the system. Okay, so once you have your buyer ID and password, you'll want to enter it in. I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I am Stafford today, S-T-A-F-F-O-R-D, 2010, and his password is that. And I'll hit enter. And you'll know you did it right when you see the squares start to creep across the screen. The first thing you see here is the shipping screen, and this thing you just want to give it a check and just make sure that everything is defaulting correctly. So Stafford's address is in Atlanta, so the street address is proper here. And the thing you want to check is to make sure that your project code is on this line right here with your name and that it's correct, and that your org code is in this PO field down here and that it's correct. These two items default from your buyer ID, as well as your primary address, and if you have access to other addresses as well. So just make sure that this is correct and then hit update shipping information. If it's not correct, just shoot me an email or give me a call and I'll get it fixed up for you. Okay, so the first screen you see after the shipping screen is the product catalog. The product catalog, the first page of it, which is business cards. If we look over here, we'll see a different group of categories, I should say. And you can look at, say, the central office here. And it's going to show you specific items to the central office, like all of their envelopes and pocket folders, and then all of the business cards and name badges that are available to the central office. But primarily, I think we're going to be looking at business cards, at least for now. So I'm going to click back on the business card category, and it'll bring me back to here. So let's pretend we want to order a business card, the normal format. Then we're going to go down here into this quantity area, and depending on how many we want, we select the quantity that's appropriate and click order. Alright, so we're presented with a sample of what the card looks like, and then a list of names over here. So this list of names over here is basically the people that have already entered an order for a card, or that have had a card placed and ordered for a card placed. But let's pretend like we're setting up someone new. So I'm going to set up a person called sample name. So S-A-M-P-L-E in this first name here. Last name is name. And we're going to go ahead and add that person there. Then we're given a little form here to fill out. So we will have a title. Title 2 if necessary. An additional website, which kind of shows up over here if necessary. And then the email address. So we will go sample.name, and I don't need the URL on the end. It'll go ahead and fill it out for me. And I'll say that my direct number is 404-679/5555, and that my mobile number is 678-555-1212. And I'll go ahead and just leave the fax number off. And then I'll go ahead and select my location, and I'll say that I am in the central office. That pulls in the address, zip code, and everything that we need. So I'll select that, and then I'm going to click this Save and Proof button down here. And what that is going to do is actually generate a proof of the card. This is exactly how it is going to print. If you notice that something's wrong here, you can always go back and change it. Let's pretend that the number is actually 5556. So I'll come back over here to the direct number and put a 6 right there and click Save and Proof again. And you'll see here that it has been adjusted on the card, and I can use these buttons to kind of improve my view or go back. All of the Adobe tools are available to you in this window, so you can save it right here or you can print it, which is kind of nice. If you save it, and you can email it to somebody for approval if you'd like. Just depends on how your method works wherever you happen to be. All right, so once we're happy with the way the card looks and we think that all the information on it is correct, we're going to hit Approve. And that is going to load that particular card into the shopping cart. So right now I can see that I have a one business cards for somebody named one box of 250 business cards for someone named sample name that is going to ship to Stafford with this project code and with this org code on it, and it's going to ship ground. And that's pretty much it. At this point, I can hit this button right here that says Checkout Items. Now, I'm not going to do it now because it'll actually create a live order. But if I were to do this, this particular card will already be in transmission to the plant that's going to produce the job. And the buyer, Stafford in this case, is going to receive an email with an order confirmation that'll have an order number on it telling him what it was and all the details of the particular order. Plus, everybody here at CFM that's going to need to be notified about it will also be notified about it, and our vendor also will pick up the art file and go ahead and start producing the job. So if you've discovered after the fact that you've made a mistake after hitting this Checkout Items or button here and you have an order confirmation and you've made a mistake, you'll need to let us know by a phone call really fast, because these cards can be in production in as few as 30 minutes or so. So it's pretty imperative that you get in touch with us pretty quick, or you're going to get a batch of bad cards. All right, so if all we wanted to do was order this one card, after we hit the Checkout Items button, we're done with that process altogether. Okay, so there are a few things you can do from the shopping cart page. If necessary, you can delete these lines by clicking this red X over here. You can delete the entire order by clicking this text line right here where it says Delete Order, or you can continue shopping. So let's do that. Let's continue shopping. And let's say that we want to order another business card. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll go to order another 250. And let's say we want to order some for Mary Brown. So we'll click Mary Brown, and all of her information is still in here from the last time that an order was placed for her. So all you have to do now is click Save and Proof. You get the proof for the card. Everything should look the same as it was the last time around, unless something's changed, and of course you'd want to change it. And then you basically hit Approve. And now you see we have an order for 250 business cards for two different people here, Mary Brown and of course sample name. Now here's the deal on this. If you need to order a business card for 2 different people, and in each case it has to be accounted for differently with a different project code and a different org code, then you're going to have to log off and log back in with the appropriate code in order for the accounting to flow through correctly. However, if the project code and the org code are the same for both of these business cards, then by all means order them both on one order. Keep everything a little simple for everybody going forward. All right, so here again, if we wanted to go ahead and complete the order, we would hit the Checkout Items button. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the order. So I'm going to click that button right there. And then, of course, I can start over. And the one thing left I really want to show you is the log off button right here. All right, so if you click that, that'll cycle you back around to our home page, and you're good to go on about your day. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email or call me, Glenn Greider at CFM, or Lori Beaver at CFM. She is your main customer service rep and is here most of the time, and I pretty much handle the website and the technology behind that. So I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, like I said, contact one of us. Thanks.